Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, question: do you actually like Curtis? If you like Curtis, please tell me why. Because it's almost like every day or every other day, this man always managed to find a way to show his ass. Okay? He always finds a way to sit there and just shows how trash he is. So, Jordan comes to the door. And Curtis is like, oh, he has that look like, oh, what are you doing here? And, she's like, oh, yeah, your wife told me that you were here. I'm sitting there thinking the whole time, bro, what are you doing? And then her attitude, the way she's sitting there talking to him, he's like, oh, you're angry. Bro, you can't. I was like, bro, you can't be this stupid. You can't be this stupid. She was like, yeah, I found out from your wife that y'all two got back together. How come you didn't tell me? He's like, well, we're not actually together. I just moved into the guest house, so it's like work in progress sort of thing. I'm just like, and then he actually had the audacity to sit there and look at her to make sure, um, that she didn't say anything about their kiss. Sitting there saying that things are in the works and stuff like that. So he just there's one point. Because she's like, I'm in limbo and stuff like that. And then she was talking about how she didn't really go out on dates and stuff, and she just buried herself in work. And I'm just like, you buried yourself in work. You didn't go on dates. The whole outfit is trash. You know what he said? You know what he said? Just to top it all off, can you just give me a little more time? Just give me a little more time. Because he wanted to make sure, because he actually said, well, I still have feelings for you, but I also have feelings for her. So could you just give me a little more time? Oh my god, I can't make this stuff up. That's actually what he said. And she was like, no, I practically waited for you for 2 years, which really just drives me up the wall when she said that. But she was like, I'm not waiting one more minute. She pretty much was like, I'm bowing out at this point. Um, So yeah, Curtis once again always finds a way to just show you how trash he is, in case you forgot. But hell, if you like him, please tell me why, and it can't be looks. Okay, we just gonna X that out. I want an actual, real good reason because it needs to be a reason. There just needs to be one. So we're at the pool, and Sam and Dante are hanging out. Sonny comes in. Sonny tells Dante that he's engaged and everything. Then he looks at Ned. He gets up in his face. They have words. Sonny pretty much kind of threatens him at this point. Sam is like, you should probably do something. Now Olivia sees this whole thing and she steps in and Dante steps in and, pretty much Ned is like, yo, listen, if I did it, I would understand why you're coming at me and I wouldn't blame you. But I didn't do it. He literally sits there and convinces him. He tries to convince him all the different ways that he didn't do it. And Olivia steps up, and Olivia finally says, "I believe he didn't do it. We go way back. Trust me." So eventually, he does drop it. He's like, listen, if I find anything else, though, but for the most part, he drops it. So Olivia finally believes him when his ass is on the line at that point. And of course, Dante's like, bro, what are you doing? You do realize that if he slips and falls, I'm gonna have to come after you. You did this in public? Like, what is wrong with you? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the dude is kind of losing his touch at that point when you start openly threatening him in front of other people. Like, what are you doing? Um, so that was fun to see. It was like he was tapping back into the old Sonny for a little bit. I'm personally okay with this version of Sunny. I know a lot of people are just like, I don't like this Sunny, and you have your reasons why. It is what it is. But it was like, that glimpse, he was like, yo, he's tapping back into the old Sunny. Now, Michael comes to visit Carly. They're talking about the, turning Sunny in so this way she doesn't go to jail. She's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not turning on Drew, and I'm not turning on Sunny, and that's it. And eventually, Michael tells Carly that he has evidence that then put him away for a long time, and she is just shocked. I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised she's not more upset. She's just more like shocked than anything else. She's just like, "Yo, listen, this will tear our family apart. You can't do this." And of course, Michael's like, "Yeah, well, Willow told me the same thing, but we got to use it. We got to save you. There's really no other way. We got to do it." And Carly's like, "No, you need to sit there and get rid of this. You need to find a way to get rid of it. Just do it." Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm just like, you could just do it right now. You could sit there and just take the recording, whatever, and just beep, 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 and then that's it. That's it. Why, like, get rid of it? Listen, why would you? First of all, Carly, why would you trust him to get rid of it when he's the one that literally got the evidence in the first place? You want to trust him to actually do the right? Okay, Carly. Meanwhile, you got Jocelyn in the beginning kind of berate, for just going in on Dex for not, keeping a copy of the evidence. And of course, Dex is like, that's not how it works. I don't do that. So they're going back and forth, and Dex is like, listen, you need to sit there and trust your mom. Trust your mom, and that she knows what she's doing. Then they say they love each other, or Dex says he loves her, and then they start kissing, and that's pretty much about it. Now, just a theory, a wild theory that a lot of people do have. Josh is going to sit there and find a way to take that evidence from Michael, because let's be honest, we can't trust him to do the right thing. Then use it to turn in Sunny, like the disloyal POS that she is. Also, Michael's a disloyal POS too, so they're pretty much both in the same boat. So they get to the bank, or yeah, I think they get to the bank or whatever this place is, and they get the Victor's, deposit box, the one that he left for Spencer, and well, Spencer and Trina pretty much got the smoking gun. They got everything that they need on Esme. They got the receipts. They got pretty much a video of her buying the receipts as far as the medication and stuff like that um she used on Trina and that she used on Oz. Now, what I don't understand is I thought Oz was dead. I thought he was dead. I didn't know that or he was in a coma. I thought he was dead. I don't know if this dude is dead or in a coma. I gotta sit there and look that up. But pretty much, yeah, they got everything. They got everything that they need to sit there and put Esme away in jail. And it was just kind of funny too, because at first, Spencer was like, I don't want to be bothered with this whole thing. Let's just leave it alone. When he opened up that box and, he had the tablet there and everything like that, it was pretty much like Christmas, okay? It was literally like Christmas. And at that point, he was like, well, Victor came through. Victor came through. Now, a little bit of a plot device that I'm just going to totally ignore, even though, let's be honest, it's kind of funny. So the tablet's out of juice, right? And Trina's like, well, my dad always sit there and say to make sure to carry a charger. And I'm just like, we can all admit that different tablets take different chargers. And what are the odds that the same charger that would probably work for a phone just happens to work for this tablet? But whatever, we're just gonna totally ignore that stuff, because now they pretty much kind of got what they need. And we need the old Esme back. We need the old Esme back, and we need her back ASAP. Very curious to sit there and see how they're going to play this one out. I feel like Spencer is going to just blackmail her into giving up her rights. Um, because I don't know. Because the thing is, yeah, there's a good chance that Spencer can get custody, right? I'll sit there and say this: there's a good chance they can get the custody, but depending on what kind of judge they get, the judge may sit there and be like, Spencer, you kind of got to pass. Family isn't, we don't know. So I think what he may do, and granted, this is the second case scenario. First case scenario is that he does get custody. Second case scenario that he blackmails Esme into giving him custody. Because I don't see them just turning in Esme and Esme just going to jail. I just don't see it. I don't know if it's because she's on contract or just in general. I just don't see her going to jail. So I feel like it's going to be option number two. And then at that point, that's when the real Esme is going to surface. The old school Esme, the competent one, the chick that gets things done. So I'm looking forward towards that. So Ava comes to see Austin, and she's like, "Hey, listen, we got a problem." So they go into they go into his office, and she's like, "Hey, listen, Laura's going to be looking for Nicholas and Chesney or whatever." And I'm very worried about her because I don't want anything to happen to her. I don't want any more blood on my hands or anything like that. And Austin's like, listen, it's going to take her time to sit there and get into that country because getting into there is going to be hard, and getting out there is going to be hard, and so we got some time. We got some time to sit there and just kind of go over different ideas, right? So they talked for a little bit, and Ava's like, all right, well, everything is good. And the minute that she opens the door, Mr. Inconvenience comes right on in. Mason comes in there, and Mason, has this banter back and forth with Ava and Austin talking about, hey, listen, I did y'all guys a favor, okay? Listen, if it wasn't for me, y'all be in jail right now. I'm the one that moved the body, so let's just keep it real. And at this point, he starts to go on and on a little bit about it. And after a while, Ava's like, all right, so what is it that you want? And finally, he gets down to it. Mason's like, I want, your connects can be useful to me. And he doesn't say what those connects are. Ava's all like, oh, you want a painting, you want this, I just do, art stuff or whatever. But of course, in the previews, you see that he wants connects as far as Sunny. So now that's going to be crazy. Which I sat there and I was like, you should have just went to Sunny a long time ago. But now he's like pretty much blackmailing you into probably maybe getting something on Sunny or something along those lines. And like, if you just would have went to Sunny in the first place, I mean, I don't know what he could have really done. I mean, we don't know who is backing Mason. We don't know if this person that's backing Mason and Austin is even more powerful than Sunny. We have no idea. But now, Ava done practically blindsided him at this point by not looping him in sooner. So now you got that whole mess. Not gonna lie, I feel like that's about it. I can't really think of anything else. All in all, I would sit there and say that this was a good episode. This is definitely a good cliffhanger. It was a good episode. I generally did enjoy it. I don't really know what else to sit there and say. I wasn't actually pissed off at Spencer today, so I would definitely sit there and call that a win. And yeah, so if I did miss anything, you know what to do. Come to a live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll be sitting there talking about all the soaps. GH, YNR, BNB, and Days of Our Lives with Smith. They're going through all of it, so definitely come through. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.